right, that was 2 cans of our Manwich sauce. All right, now with our Manwich in our crock pot, we're gonna add our home style meatballs. These are just frozen meatballs, but you can make your own meatballs. And I actually have 2 bags of these delicious home style meatballs. I do prefer this brand. It is very tasty. Now, before we continue on, I'm gonna grab my large spoon and we are gonna mix this all together. We want our meatballs to be covered in that delicious Manwich sauce. This is such an easy and tasty crock pot dinner that only uses 4 ingredients total. It is honestly super easy. Anyone can make it, and that's what's great about it. So let's make sure that these meatballs get fully doused in our Manwich sauce. All right, and we're just gonna kind of smooth these over so that it's more of a flat surface than it was, but that looks good enough. And now the next ingredient that we're coming in with is some Velveeta. Yep, and I already sliced these into thin slices so that we can just put them right on top of our meatballs. You can use whatever cheese you like, but the recipe calls for Velveeta, which is why I use it, and I do like Velveeta. I think it is great with that Manwich sauce, so use what cheese you like. I'm gonna use Velveeta, and it's gonna taste amazing regardless. And we're just placing them all over those meatballs. We wanna make sure that those meatballs get covered in cheese. And this is just the 16-ounce Velveeta, so it's super easy, not too much cheese. Okay, I think we could probably fit maybe like 1 more piece right there. Perfect. All right, our 4th and final ingredient are tater tots. And these are frozen tater tots. And we are gonna go ahead and place our tater tots right on top of our Velveeta. It doesn't need to be in any special format. We just wanna make sure that just like with the cheese, the entire surface area is covered in these delicious tater tots. And yes, I'm using the Sonic tots, so you know that these are gonna be so good. So let's quickly get our tots on here so that we can get this cooking. All right, we used almost that whole bag, but this looks ready. We're gonna go ahead and put our lid on, and we're gonna pop this on high so that I can cook quick. All right, with our elbow pasta, I'm gonna grab my sharp cheddar, and we're gonna add 3 cups of our sharp cheddar right into our crock pot with our uncooked pasta. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so good, you guys. Okay, that looks like about 3 cups. We're gonna go ahead and just spread that right on top of our pasta. Next, I'm coming in with some broccoli florets, and we are gonna put them right here on the side of our crock pot. That looks beautiful. I used half of this bag. And then next we're gonna add our Hunt's fire roasted tomatoes, and we're gonna put that right there. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so good, you guys. All of my favorite things in the crock pot. Next, I'm gonna bring in my smoked sausage. You can use whatever kind of sausage you like, and we're gonna go ahead and cut our sausage into coins right into our crock pot. This is gonna be so easy, so delicious. One of my favorite crock pot dishes. So it'd be great for Thanksgiving, or if you just want a Sunday dinner in the crock pot. Everyone loves this. You can add, honestly, whatever meat you like, whatever veggies you like. It is just my take on a crock pot mac and cheese. Yes, mac and cheese, you guys, with all of the add-ins, because you can't just have plain old mac and cheese for dinner. You need to have some protein and some veggies. So let's go ahead and get this whole sausage chopped up into our crock pot. Okay, delicious. Of course, that pasta is uncooked, so we gotta add some liquids. So I have 1 can of evaporated milk, and we are gonna pour this all over our crock pot. Oh my goodness, you guys. I am too excited for this. Now, that's not enough liquid, so we're also gonna add 12 ounces of whole milk. Oh, this is gonna be good, you guys. Add that whole thing of milk in there. Yum. Don't need too much liquid because that cheese will melt. All the juices from the tomatoes, the condensation from the crock pot will all be perfect for this dish. Now we're just gonna toss everything together, get everything well mixed so that when we start to get this cooking, everything, all the flavors get combined and we get a beautiful crock pot dish. All right, that looks absolutely beautiful, yummy. It is time to put our lid on our crock pot and turn this on high. All right, that was 2 pounds of my raw shrimp. Next, I'm coming in with 1 bell pepper that I sliced up. This is a red bell pepper, and we're kind of just throwing it in there, here and there, so that it gets evenly distributed. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love bell peppers, so we're coming in with an orange bell pepper, but you can use whatever colors you like. I'm just using what I like, and this is gonna be absolutely delicious all in our crock pot. Last bell pepper I'm gonna add is a yellow one. Now you can add a green one if that's what you like. Like I said, you can add whatever color you like, but I'm just doing what I like, and that looks absolutely delicious. Now I have here 8 ounces of my slivered white onion, and we're putting that right in there, and our crock pot is full. Oh my goodness, the onion smells absolutely incredible. Now I have here 2 limes that I sliced up. These were really small limes, so that's why I got 2, and we're just gonna kind of get all that juice in there best we can, and then we're gonna throw those in there because they are gonna add flavor as we turn on the slow cooker. All right, now that we have all of our limes in there, I'm bringing in my original fajita seasoning. This is the Taco Bell one. I found it at Walmart, and it looks absolutely incredible. And we're gonna use this whole packet of fajita seasoning, but you can use whatever fajita seasoning you like. You can make your own. Just look up a quick little recipe. You probably already have all the seasonings in your house. And then last but not least, I have my olive oil, and we're gonna add a generous amount of olive oil to this. There is gonna be a lot of moisture already added because the crock pot just creates moisture, but we wanna make sure we get this olive oil on here because it helps that seasoning stick to all of our delicious veggies, our shrimp, our onions, our limes. Oh yeah. Okay, I added about a cup of olive oil, and now it's time to give this a mix. Okay, now I'm using shrimp for this recipe, but you can use chicken, you can use steak, you can use whatever protein you like. I just absolutely love shrimp, and I feel like it cooks so beautifully in the crock pot. It's super quick, one of the quickest, proteins to cook, which is why it is my favorite. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that that seasoning gets coated on all of our ingredients. All right, that is well mixed, and now it is time to get cooking. I'm gonna put my lid on, and we're gonna pop this on high and let that cook. All right, 6 pounds of our canned green beans drained. Now I have my baby potatoes washed and ready to go in our crock pot with our green beans. Yummy. Now I have a beef kielbasa sausage, and we're gonna go ahead and cut our sausage into small pieces into our crock pot with our green beans and our potatoes. This is such an easy and delicious dinner in the crock pot that everyone will love. Now I use the canned green beans, but you can use fresh, you can use frozen, you can use whatever you like. And those potatoes are just gonna go beautifully with the sausage and the green beans. So let's go ahead and get these all chopped up into small coins so that we can get this cooking. Yummy. It smells so delicious.
Yum.
And then I do have a second one that I'm just gonna cut up real quick. All right, we're almost done cutting up that second one. Oh, delicious. Now I have here some slivered onions. This is about 1 onion that we're gonna put in there. Now, if you don't like onions, you can skip this, but I love the onions. Ooh, and I did buy them pre-cut because I hate crying, okay? Don't judge me. Now I have my minced garlic. You can use fresh if you prefer, but I love the convenience of the minced, and we're gonna add a few scoops of that. About 2 tablespoons should be perfect for the amount of food we're cooking. Now for seasoning, we're gonna start off with some red pepper flakes, and we're gonna add a generous amount to make sure that everything gets a little bit of that kick from the red pepper. I love using red pepper for this recipe because it really just ties everything together with that sausage, the green beans, and those potatoes. I know it seems like I'm seasoning it too much, but I'm not, I promise you. You wanna make sure that you have that flavor in there, so do not skimp on the red peppers. All right, now I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, freshly grated in there. Add as much or as little as you like, but this is an 8 quarts crock pot, so we really need to make sure that we season everything heavy. So this is my pepper that we're gonna freshly grate in there, and this one's a little bit tougher to get out, but we wanna make sure that we add a lot of pepper because it's gonna complement all of those flavors. We wanna make sure we can see that pepper on there. All right, I think that is ready. So I have my big spoon here, and it is time to give this a mix. Be extra careful, make sure nothing pops out of the crock pot, but we wanna make sure that everything gets coated in the seasoning and that garlic, and it just gets well combined together. Okay, that looks perfectly mixed. You can see all that red pepper, the green beans. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our lid, and this baby is gonna go on high. All right, it's been 3.5 hours on high. Let's go ahead and turn this off and let's check this out. Oh wow. My, it smells absolutely incredible. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, I'm just gonna dig right in. Oh my goodness. Let's get some more of those tater tots, a few more meatballs. This looks so good. Okay. No, our tater tots are a little bit softer. They're not really like a crispy tater tot, but if you wanted to pop your little crock pot in the oven, you totally could crisp them up.
Is it good?
That is so good. Wow. You guys have to try this. All right, it's been 2 hours on high, and I'm gonna turn this off. I did mix it after 1 hour, so we did give it one mix already, but this is ready. Let's go ahead and, oh my goodness, this looks so creamy and delicious. That pasta is fully cooked. We just gotta make sure to really mix everything together. It's important that you mix it halfway or else those noodles will stick to the side. We kind of already got a little bit of those noodles stuck to the side, but that's nothing we can't work around. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look incredible, babe?
Oh, this smells and looks delicious.
This is just, you know, your crock pot mac and cheese, but with a most delicious twist. Oh, all right, time to serve this up. We have that sausage in there, the broccoli, the tomatoes, the sharp cheddar. Oh, yes. Okay, let's go ahead, give this a try. Oh my goodness, can't believe how perfectly cooked those noodles are. The flavors are on point. You guys gotta try it. All right, it's been 2 hours on high, and I did mix it halfway. Let's go ahead and check this out. Oh my, this looks absolutely delicious. That shrimp is cooked perfectly. It smells amazing. Now, I'm wondering if you guys can guess what we just made here. Shrimp fajitas.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna get our tortillas out. All right, I'm so ready to eat. And the best part is you can just keep this on warm and people can come and serve. It's great for game day. It's great for a potluck, whatever you want to make it for. Oh yeah, get some of those bell peppers. The onions are translucent, which means they are cooked. Get some of that delicious shrimp in there.
The aroma is outrageous.
Always. Now remember, you can top this with cheese, sour cream. You can top it with whatever you want, but I'm just gonna go for it and see how these flavors taste as is. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you just go for it.
Yeah.
Dig in.
Mmm. 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 Wow. That is so good, you guys. Mmm. All right, it's been 4 hours on high. Let's go ahead and turn this off and check out our dinner. Ooh, it smells so good. Okay, let's give it a quick little stir so you can see all that delicious. Oh, look, the potato is falling apart. So that's how you know they're perfectly cooked. And the potatoes are the main reason why we cook it for 4 hours, but everything just gets better in the slow cooker. So I am excited. Look at all that garlic and red pepper flakes. Cannot wait to give this a try. Whew, I need some more potatoes. Looks so good. The onions are perfectly cooked. All right, let's check out this potato. Ooh, cuts with a fork. That's what we were looking for. All right. It's gonna be really hot. Mmm. Mmm.
Is it good?
That is so tasty. Oh my goodness. You guys are gonna love this.